And now, back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It's funny, like, I tease Dan Roach all the time, but Dan Roach and I have become very good friends. I tease people, and I feel comfortable teasing people that I like. I don't feel comfortable teasing people that I don't like. But somehow I don't think Gary likes when I tease him, Gary Tanguay. But I that's just my impression, but I don't know why he wouldn't. It's all out of love.
Oh.
And he taught at Emerson, and he would have like a bunch of people go and like do his class. Hardy and John did it. And someone sent me some
guest lecturer.
Yeah, and someone sent me a thing for Rate My Professor, and Gary had 100%.
Wow. Nice.
People liked Gary. Now, I don't know if they liked Gary or the people that he brought in to teach the class, but nonetheless. But Gary has, in seriousness, had a very interesting post-television career. He's been doing theater. He's been in television and movies. So I applaud Gary for chasing that dream. But Gary is also funny. And he's funny because of the way that he talks and acts. So, in the fact that he said to liquidate your 401k to buy appliances for the kitchen. And that was literal advice from him, which is maybe the worst financial advice I've ever heard.
It runs counter to what a lot of financial analysts would tell you to do, yes.
Well, the cherry on top is the appliances, which just by nature will be worthless.
No, they appreciate.
No. I think you're thinking of... like diamonds or something, which that's not even true. Rolexes.
What's the difference if it's earning 12% in a 401k versus a refrigerator that's probably gonna might gain 10% a year in value? I mean, you're giving up a little bit, but you get to use the refrigerator.
Yeah, it's like buying a car. You just drive it off the lot, and immediately it's 100 times more than
you buy a $6,000 Sub-Z. And then in 10 years, you sell it for 20.
Yeah. I mean, because everyone wants vintage appliances. So Gary has got a podcast. Do we know what this podcast is called? Is this Actor on Actor?
It is called Addicted to Acting.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Cracking acting. Right. To my great joy.
Addicted to cracking. Hold on. Idea. All right.
All right. So here's the thing. Never been done. Actor talks to actor about acting. Some people call it a podcast, every podcast, but hey, nonetheless, this is going to be the revolutionary one, right? It's like Spade and Carvey when they get the SNL kids on.
Okay. So these other established podcasts with, whether it's the Smart List guys or Spade and Carvey, these guys are established A-list, B-list. What is it like for guys who are working actors like Gary and guys who are just chopping it up, talking about, the struggle?
Right. Yeah, it's all about the strug is what we call it in the end. It's all about the strug.
Is what we call it. I don't even say call.
Nah, right. And sometimes I just call it the tur instead of theater. You know what I'm saying? Because Gary don't have time for multisyllabic words. All right, so Gary has got this Actor on Actor, whatever the hell it's called. What's it called so we can plug it? So
Addicted to Acting.
Addicted to Acting.
Yes.
Right. An actophile. And here is Gary and how he explains his own show.
Hi, I'm Gary Tanguay. Some of you may know me.
Yeah, right. Some. All right, let's just face it. You know me, right? You know the face, at least. I was the guy.
Hi, I'm Gary Tanguay.
I was in Knives Out. I was a reporter, right. I was chair company. I fit right in.
From the world of sports, but while covering the Boston sports scene for 25 years, I also have become addicted to acting. As a sportscaster, I was cast in movies playing newscasters, sportscasters, and then I got into film, and I just absolutely fell in love with it.
Oh, the cinema. I fell in love with ladies film. Yes, it was fantastic. I found in love with the struggle.
I wanted to go full Corky. So I went to New York with nothing but a dance belt and a tube of chapstick.
Yeah, right. So I hustled, right? I mean, listen, I had to do a lot of stuff I'm not proud of. But listen, I'm living the dream now. You know, I was a street hustler, you know. You ever see Urban Cowboy? I was
Midnight
like,
Cowboy.
A Midnight Cowboy. Yeah. I was like Midnight Cowboy.
I was going to say, I just needed a ratso.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a little, like, dumb friend. He'd come around with me.
Yeah, TB.
You know, and they'd say, like, yeah, put on cowboy boots. I'd say, why not? Just another role.
So I love to talk about it. And currently I am auditioning for other roles besides newscasters and just hoping for that big break.
Yeah, I'm putting a guy at dinner. I'm into this role now called extra.
Guy standing on lawn.
Right.
Oh.
I'm into nonverbal parts right now. I don't like to hog the camera.
I have to apologize about Evan. They asked him if they could dye his hair at the stylist today, and he was too polite to say no.
No.
Yeah, I like making a grunting noise. That's my favorite thing. I like going to the film and making sure that I'm in it. That's what I like.
But there's a lot of rejection in this business. More rejection than in sports television or sports radio or the journalism world that I was in before. So why do we keep on doing it? Why am I addicted to acting? Is it some deep psychological need? I didn't get enough love as a child, which I don't believe. I had a wonderful childhood. We always hear these stories about actors having awful childhoods. And I don't know. For me, it was great. I certainly love being in front of the camera. I'm comfortable being in front of the camera. But I don't think it's because I was neglected. So why am I addicted to it?
It's not because I was neglected, no. I was overloved. And I have been my entire life.
Why do I go through audition after audition after audition and get rejected and keep going back? We hear actors...
Crack habit.
Really?
Yeah. Whatever. So what?
That's what the 401k is for.
Limits your ability to act, Gary.
I love the casting couch. You want a 60-year-old dude to fluff you? Whatevs.
Wow.
Yeah, you sit under a glass table, and what do you want me to do on top of it?
Didn't we find out, just point of fact, Your Honor, that the fluffer was the complete...
Yeah, the fluffer doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But then Stern had something with High Pitch Eric in A Porn Star, and she said he was fluffed before he went in. So I don't know. Maybe that was just a High Pitch Eric thing.
Go through 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 auditions before they get a role, but they continue to do it.
All right, so this is the premise. He talks to actors who can't get jobs.
Yeah.
All right, and so he's taken the premise of a famous actor talking to a famous actor, and he's taking it to actor can't get role to actor that can't get role.
How about actors that continue to audition and do get roles? Gary has gotten roles. Gary will get roles, and the actor that he has on is an actor that he actually appeared with, kind of, in the same show. I don't think they had any scenes together.
Okay. All right, so this is Gary talking to a fellow thespian.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's my band. It's called The Holiday Inns. This is non-licensed music. Thank you.
Welcome to Addicted to Acting. You know, when I talk to people who just can't shake it.
And the secret to this show is a room with an echo. It sends a sense of gravitas. I love an echoey room.
We could have added the reverb in post, more industry jargon. I won't bore you with it. But I said, what's it? Natural reverb.
Yeah, I searched every bathroom and bathhouse in town until I found the ultimate echoey room.
I had to kick some doo-wop guys out of there, but it was worth it.
Right, I mean, listen, first of all, I got to put this fire out of this trash can that you're gathered around.
You know, when I talk to people who just can't shake it, we need the fix. And I'll tell you, This guy is, you could say he's new on the scene, but he's really not new on the scene. He's one of the stars of the Chair Company, which is 100%.
Oh, so is it Tim Robinson? Is it? Oh, he's a star of the Chair Company.
Is it S.A. Morales? He was in the Chair Company, wasn't he?
Is it that guy that was on the big writer for Saturday Night Live for 25, 30 years, Tim Harley or whatever, who plays the old guy? Who is it?
Which is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Joseph Tedesco has joined us. He plays Mike. He's awesome.
Hi. Well, you blew through that. Justin Nabisco, you might know his cracker.
This is Joe from Tedeschi's. I met him on the way in. I was grabbing a coffee.
This is Mel from 7-Eleven. You want to be an actor? Huh? Yeah, you'd be great. Keep cutting, kid.
Which is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Joseph Tedesco has joined us. He plays Mike. He's awesome in it. And Joseph, thanks for joining us.
Now, I watched The Chair Company. I didn't like it, but this is Mike from The Chair Company.
Yes, this is the unhinged man that helps Tim's character with some,
Oh, I liked him in that.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
a private investigator type.
My favorite scenes in the Chair Company are of him listening to his prank call tape, which aren't really prank calls. It's not a lot of explanation, but that's what makes it funny.
You know what I found out yesterday? You know the Santa Claus thing on I Think You Should Leave?
Of course we do.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
That is almost the beginning, line for line, when he's doing the interview with the outlet, like he's doing the interview
blast.
It's almost line for line a Billy Bob Thornton interview.
Oh, really?
That he did where he said he didn't, where the guy introduced him as an actor, and he said, "You're not going to call me an actor." And then he said,
"Oh, yes, I've seen this."
And then he goes, they get past that, and he gets into the music, and he says it's like a gumbo. It's like a psychedelic jazz gumbo. So Tim Robinson, and I wonder if Billy Bob Thornton, who I like, and I've interviewed before, and I liked him. We talked about him playing baseball most of the time, but I wonder if Billy Bob Thornton's aware that that's making fun of him.
I can't stop crying.
No, that's not it. It's when he talks to the interviewer. But you can find a breakdown of it. It's almost exactly what he says, except he says, "Okay, go ahead."
It's a cosmic mix. It's a little bit Tarantino. It's definitely a little bit Michael Mann.
Okay, so that's what Billy Bob Thornton says. It's a cosmic mix, and then he goes, "It's a little bit of like da 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 da." And it's after he calms down.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny. Like, I didn't know that until yesterday.
My pleasure, Gary.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the craft of acting. Why are you addicted to acting?
I am not addicted to acting.
All right. Thank you very much for coming. Thanks a lot. I mean, the show's called Addicted to Acting.
Stop. Don't upload.
All right. Thanks for nothing, jackass.
Totally worthless.
I thought we bonded on the set of The Cump.
The rest of my week just opened up.
All right. Well, very good.
I'll have to edit this.
I wanted to talk to you about the craft, what I've been now eating exclusively.
I knew you were going to go there as soon as I listened to this last night. You buy the 3 for $1 and you just put them right in the microwave. You don't have to wait around for water to boil.
Right. I mean, and they let you exchange stamps for it, so it's a whole thing. It's like $5, 1 stamp.
Whoa.
I was addicted.
Whoa, that's not good. Whoa, failure already. First the big gap between the question and the answer, and now this.
Why are you addicted to acting?
I am not addicted to acting.
Whoa.
I was addicted. Wow. I was addicted.
Well, I think if you take a look at Tim's career, where he was on SNL and he was a cast member, then he was made a writer, he understands what people go through. And I don't think he's forgotten that. Mm-hmm. He's very sick. So right now he's the king.
Yeah, he was that huge loser that got the Saturday Night Live job and then was forced to be a writer. It's the same thing. I mean, what a blow to be taken to a cast member to a writer. I mean, it's not ideal. Mulaney seemed to survive being a writer.
Yeah, he did okay.
Yeah, and then you just make those connections that end up producing the Detroiters and then end up producing I Think You Should Leave, because there was a Saturday Night Live cast member that produced the Detroiters, and then the Lazy Sunday guys.
Oh yeah,
they demanded that Tim Robinson have full creative control of I Think You Should Leave. They're the guys that made that. So pretty good connections.
I mean, Tim is the guy. He's the guy of comedy. People love him. I Think You Should Leave is a huge hit. They want another season of that. People can't wait for a second season of The Chair Company. And, I think what makes Tim very good is that he knows what you're going through. He hasn't forgotten that,
Yeah, and he's generous. He's generous with you.
Very generous. No, he's very generous like that. Very generous like that.
I could tell by the way that he would make subtle eye contact with me across a room.
It was time for me to prov, and I was supposed to say, Well, I said, I want to try this. No.
Yeah, you wanted me to go, but instead I went, we played with it a lot. I kept breaking. That was the problem. I'm sorry, guys. This is too funny. I'm so funny.
How did you... Did you understand the script at times?
Because when they asked me to groan, I was thrown. I don't understand. What's my backstory as the guy who groans?
But this is the part where Gary, I understand because I talked to him about this. He loves Tim Robinson. He thinks he's brilliant and all this stuff, but fully admits he doesn't understand it.
No.
He doesn't understand the comedy, which
I didn't either in The Chair Company, to be fair.
It's tough. That's part of what makes it funny is it's not completely understandable. If you're reading the script for that, I think I get it as to why you don't.
Oh, I didn't understand it. I watched it and I didn't understand. I watched it fully formed and I didn't understand it.
Did you understand the script at times? Because I read the scripts and I'm like, we're of similar age. Like Tim and that crew from My Daughter and My Son. I mean, he's Elvis. He's like the guy.
My kids did.
Oh my God, Tim Robbins.
Shush! I'm talking over you.
He's like Benny Goodman to these kids. I'm trying to pull something here that you can relate to, but he's Fabian.
Yeah,
he's
right. Yeah, he's like a real Al Jolson type, right? He'd like that. Correct?
He's the guy. But I'm like, I would read like some of the things on the script and I go, I have no idea what's going on. When you see it and it's put all together, you go, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well,
hanging out with this like hanging out with Doug Fairbanks. You know what I'm saying.
All right. So, it's vaudeville. All right, so there you go. You can listen to Gary, Addicted to Acting.
Addicted to Acting.
That is
the podcast. Go look it up. It's on YouTube. You can watch it there. Give Gary some views.
Yeah, give Gary some views. He deserves it. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
I also have become addicted to acting.
I know. No, you don't know.
Everyone agrees that I'm the only one who's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Yeah, I mean, it's baseball. I mean, it loves you and hates you at the same time. So we're going to try and soak it up as much as we can when it loves us, and then just pray when it doesn't like us. So, things are falling our way, and it's just nice to see.
We had your friend Papelbon on earlier this week.
I heard.
Yeah.
He's something. He's fun.
Yeah, he was interesting.
He was really good. And we were just talking about, I think what we all found interesting was his methodology versus what seems to be the norm now, where he wouldn't do like a ton of studying. He would talk about the
that may shock you. He didn't look at scouting reports.
Yeah, but
I'm taken aback.
Yeah, the meeting that Veritek would lead before the start of each series, but then it was more about like, no, I mean, my tendencies against certain hitters and what he would see them doing in the on deck circle, and he would let that inform his decision as to how to approach hitters, more so than reams of data given to him by staff members.
Yeah, and that's more interesting than it might even seem on surface, because I think what good teams have in baseball is guys who still sort of have that approach even now. I mean, there's more information than ever before, and they all have the information. But I still feel the best teams have at least a couple of guys who believe they're just going to kick everybody's ass no matter what they're facing. And there's a great story Alex Cora used to tell when they got Kyle Schwarber back in 2021, right? It was a really young team and struggling at the plate. And he came in. It was a couple weeks after the trade deadline before he was ready to play. It was in August. And they were having a team meeting going over the pitch. I think it was Ryan Yarbrough. And, by the end of the meeting, somebody in that meeting told me it sounded like we were facing Roger Clemens at his prime. It's Ryan Yarbrough. And at the end, hitting coach goes, anything else to add? And Kyle Schwarber leans back and goes, yeah, this guy sucks. Let's go Rick. And the whole place erupted, and they went out and beat the guy, And I wonder, I've been wondering this whole season, who's that guy in the Red Sox clubhouse? Contreras is that guy, right? Like, we've seen what he's doing. Is that message getting out to the young guys? I don't know, but I think more than ever, these young guys come up through the informational overload era, and they spend time in the lab working on their swing in the off season, and you get paralyzed by these scouting reports on a pitcher or on the opponent, and sometimes you just got to go out and believe that you can, at your best, can beat that guy at his best, and that's sort of what this game was originally based on.
I heard Pedro Martinez in an interview yesterday saying exactly that. He said that these guys, these young pitchers, are drowning in information. It's too much information, and it's too much for them to process. He said the exact same thing you're just saying. He said that sometimes you got to just go out there with a plan, but you don't need to know every little intricacy of their, baseball career in order to get someone out. You got to execute.
Yeah, because
the pitch.
Steve Lyons joke saying, "No brain, no headache." I mean, don't always think about it. Don't overthink about it. Don't be. I got to get this pitch perfectly on the inside eighth of the plate because his cold zone is above the knees. I mean, and I think Connolly Early's a little bit old school when you go out and watch him. He's got a good fastball, but he can use his secondary stuff, and he just attacks hitters. And last night was a good example on both sides. They put together a good night offensively. They scored 8 runs, but it all began with a sacrifice bunt, which I love to see. Your team not scoring, drop a sacrifice bunt, move the guys along. They end up scoring 6 runs that inning. And there've been 3 walks in the first 3 innings for Early, and it was making life a little harder than he needed to. And as soon as he got that lead, he came back and had a 9-pitch 1-2-3 shutdown inning. And that's that pitch into the scoreboard, whatever you want to call it. But last night was a night where you sort of said, okay, that's what this is supposed to be. They got the pitching. They got 14 singles. They didn't hit an extra base hit till the 9th inning. But that's how this team can win a game, and you did it against a good one, and now you got to figure out a way to do it 2 or 3 times in a row because you haven't done that enough.
Well, it seems like there has been a philosophical change that they pretty much realize, like, look, we're not going to hit the ball out of the park enough. We gotta find other ways to score, which selfishly I like as a fan. I actually enjoy that. I'd much rather have a team have 15 hits than have 6 hits and 2 home runs. I do enjoy baseball that way.
And 14 strikeouts, right? Like that's the pay. Yeah. And the Tampa Bay Rays are bunting more than anybody's bunted in forever. And they're always on the cutting edge of information technology, right? So it's come full circle, right? The cutting edge team is playing old school baseball, which is really refreshing. Yeah, I thought more teams would sort of start approaching the game that way this year because Toronto really was a sort of, put the ball in play type of team last year, and they almost won the whole thing. So, I think you're right. I think the Red Sox have sort of come to that understanding. And Chad Tracy is managing that way now. Mickey Gasper has been your primary catcher over the last few days. He's riding the hot hand. Nick Sogard's playing. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is playing. Caleb Durbin's not playing. So you're seeing right now guys who are hitting the ball are getting put back in the lineup every night because they understand the urgency here.
Do we have enough of a sample size to kind of figure out whether or not Chad Tracy is a good manager, or is he hamstrung by the roster, as you just explained?
It's such a great question. I feel watching this for the last week or so, I'm for the first time starting to watch Chad Tracy manage his game. And some of that is lineup construction. I just mentioned he's riding the hot hand, and we know Core didn't do that all the time, right? We know Core was a believer in sticking with a guy through thick and thin, stick with Trevor Story forever. Stick with Caleb Durbin. Some of that is the time of the year. Early in the season, you do that. You're hoping to get a guy on track. But I think we're seeing Tracy do that more than Cora did it. I think he's managing the bullpen a little bit differently now. It cost him on Sunday, and it wound up being an injury that's day-to-day.
How is he managing the bullpen differently?
Well, just like the other day, you brought Whitlock in. Was that the sixth inning? And his defined role was the eighth. But he saw sort of the pocket of hitters that he thought he needed to navigate through with his best pitcher, so he brought the guy in earlier. Tyron Guerrero was on in the eighth inning the other day, which I didn't love, and it hurt him. But that's a guy he knows from Worcester. I mean, he's bringing in guys in slightly different roles than they were being used earlier. So I think, not to punt on the question, John, but I think the next couple of weeks now are worth watching because I think now he's got the confidence to sort of manage his style.
I was reading Jen McCaffrey in The Athletic earlier this week, and she brought up an interesting topic I hadn't thought of. Chad Tracy has not been given the permanent job, and there seems to be an opening to hire a permanent guy at the end of the season and not let Tracy finish. Have you heard anything about that?
No, and I've asked people, and they're really not saying anything, which means she's right? I mean, and nobody's saying, no, it's his for the year. Nobody's saying we're looking for someone. I haven't heard of anybody being talked to, not like they're bringing guys in and having interviews. I do think he is still in the, watch and wait stage. He's managed them to about a 500 record. I don't think they right now are planning to bring someone in. But if they went on a real dive, I don't think they'd fire him because they went 2-10 or something. But if they went through a stretch like that, I could see the second half be a little more of a place where they're discussing things with people.
Well, that's good. I mean, just keep replacing your manager over and over again. I mean, do you think that's a good modus operandi?
Tom, do you think that's a good idea?
No, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think going through three managers in one season is a good idea. I also, listen, the lockout is looming. Why are you going to do that this year when you don't even know when you're going to play next year?
I heard someone very optimistic about the lockout and that them making opening day next year. I heard someone.
Let's see what the owners come back with in their proposal this afternoon before we say that.
I will say this, having covered a lot of these, the timing of it is good. You know what I mean? Last year or last time, 5 years ago, if I recall, about the same time frame for the players to come up first, but it was months before the owners replied. Now, I know the owners had already announced they were going to make their offer tomorrow, but the fact that you're going to have two offers, before the end of May, I do think is good, because these things, the frustrating thing about these negotiations in all sports is they just move at a glacial pace. I mean, nobody does anything. And so now you'll have two extreme offers, and then the real negotiation can begin. So I am a little more optimistic that what I saw from the player stuff, there's no way the owners are going to take it, but there's a lot there you could say, okay, I'll give you this, and this if we can figure out a way to get some sort of cap, soft, hard, whatever. And I know the players don't want to do that, but at least then you're going to have the two goal lines. Can you figure out the middle point?
Yeah. Can you think of another team that's replaced a manager twice in a season?
That's a great question.
Usually the interim lasts the rest of the year, but it's very rare you fire a manager this early in the season.
Right, exactly. And that's exactly it, right? The interim guy's usually coming in August, so there's not a whole lot of time to fix that. If you're asking me, do I think there will be a third manager of the Red Sox this year? I do not think there will be. I think Chad Tracy will be here through the season. But it is interesting that they haven't come out and said that, and the couple times they've been asked, a couple times I've asked people, it's always, well, we're not focused on that right now. So that's not answering the question.
Okay. And today a good pitching matchup for
really
people.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Afternoon, 4:00 game. Peyton Tolley, who's been really good the last couple of times against Chris Sale, who's been really good since they traded him. And yeah, this should be a really, really good matchup. It'll be interesting to see. We've been talking about Gasper, and we've been talking about getting Sogard, getting these guys in it. We're not going to do it against a lefty today, so it'll be interesting to see what the Red Sox have for a lineup and how they face Sale.
You got plans for after the game? This is something you don't normally get to do.
The 4:00 games are kind of the worst possible time, because you kind of lose the day and you kind of lose the night. I mean, there's time, but yeah, we'll have a little late night.
I'm sorry I brought it
drink
up.
Or whatever.
No,
it's a 4:00 game on a weekday is great. I'm in favor of that today. That's nice. I'm not a fan of the 4:00 Saturday game because you kind of lose your Saturday day, and then there's not it's not a ton left on Saturday, to go out after with a 1:30 game on Sunday.
Well, it is annoying, actually. I'm going to the game today. I'm actually going to be late. I hate to tell the crowd that because I know they're anticipating, a chance to meet me.
Can we sort of anticipate what inning you'll arrive so we can whip the crowd into a frenzy?
You know what? I'll text you and I'll let you know pregame.
I appreciate that.
I'll let you know pregame so you can give the people the heads up.
You'll feel the air change, Tom. It's like a tornado coming. The sky will get a little green.
We'll have the NESN cameras lined up on the gate. That'd be good.
It's been described as a vibration, but it is annoying that on getaway days they do a 4:00 game. That is like a little insistent on where the Red Sox play like at 1:00 like everyone else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Why is it just a 1:00 game if it's getaway?
Play it at 1:00. I like that it's at 4 because I can take a nap. But I don't know why.
It was part of it.
Big 4:00 game.
There are, and you don't get a lot of the weekday 4:00 games. So I don't know why. I honestly didn't look to see where Atlanta was going. It's usually based on that.
Right.
But the 4:00 is weird. And here, if we're gonna get old man yelling at the clouds, why wasn't there a game on Memorial Day?
That was very surprising. Well, there weren't a lot of games overall in the major leagues on Memorial Day. That was very strange. I agree with you. That was very surprising to me.
I don't like it. There should be 15 1:00 games on Memorial Day.
Well, I mean,
I don't need night games either. Day games. We need day games on Memorial Day.
Well, since the NFL is shoving games on every effing holiday, you would think that Memorial Day, it's a nice warm, American holiday. You would think that you would have baseball, but
right. And then just to keep it modern, put it on Netflix so nobody can find it.
Right.
That'll be,
just ride that wave until they don't need you anymore, right? Like just when they're throwing money at you now, and then you go back and hat in hand after you've ruined the networks, and then the networks, the streaming companies go, "Oh, we don't need you now.
Yeah,
we have what we've gotten what we've wanted out of you." Yeah. And then you go to the networks, and the networks go, "Well, we don't have the money," and then now you're screwed. All right, Tom Caron, NESN. Today the game's at 4:00, as we've stated. Tom, thank you as always. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
There you go, the great Tom Caron.
I don't understand the 4:00 start. Atlanta,
I don't either.
Atlanta is going to Cincinnati, and the Red Sox are going to Cleveland.
I guess short trip. I don't know.
It makes no sense at all.
I'm the one who made the point. Yeah. I don't know why they're playing at 4:00 today. It's a getaway game. I don't think anyone else.
You're not going anyway, John. Don't worry about it. We're late. Don't bring that stuff up.
Sorry, 12.
12, you're going to miss that.
So angry in here right now.
That's what you're going to miss. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
IYKYK, which obviously YD. Okay?
Yeah. Dutcher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Now, I was thinking about it. I'm going, to the game today. If you had to estimate how many baseball games, Major League Baseball games, you've been to in your lifetime, what would you say?
Hundreds, maybe 1,000.
No,
1,000 games? You worked for
yes.
I've probably been to 50.
Okay. I've been to, I'm guessing the over-under in a cute way at 160.
Okay.
Because I probably went to 4 growing up.
We've talked about that, yeah.
And then I didn't, and then if I went to, I went to 4 in college, like in the summer I'd go. And then I'm averaging, I think, 5 a year since then, even though it could be more, because I went a lot in Atlanta, because again, you could get in for $1. It was free beer, essentially, because I knew all the bartenders. And then we had a bus from my bar to and from the games, and to the games, it was free beer on the bus. So there was no reason not to go on a Sunday. But I don't know if I went more than... Because you think, oh, I went all the time, but 5 Sundays is a lot of Sundays to go. That's like an activity you would remember doing a lot. So baseball, John, is the most of any games that you've been to.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think 1,000 now to doing the math is a bit much, but 700, 800, something like that.
Yeah. But, but how many non-working?
Oh, jeez.
Right. Is it over 160?
Probably not.
Stupid.
I used to go 3 or 4 times a year with my dad when I was a kid. And then, once I had to pay for my own way, it was 3 times a year. And then after I got out, it was mostly work. So,
see, I've been to more NFL games than I have Major League Baseball games.
So I've probably been to 60 NFL games. 70, I'll say 70 NFL games. In 51 years, I've probably been to 70. Because when I was a kid, I never went until high school. And then I went at least to the Thanksgiving game. And then I used to go to a Jet game a year, still do. Plus, you throw in like random games here and there. I'm guessing 70 games that I've been to.
I'm just thinking of the whole stretch of time when I lived. I mean, living in Lansing, could have gone to Tiger Stadium, didn't. Went to the Lugnuts Stadium.
I went to a Lugnuts game when I was one summer in Lansing, one of the worst summers of my life.
But from there to New Mexico, so we're not counting, the 51s or the Isotopes from Las Vegas or New Mexico. The Dukes, the Albuquerque Dukes, and then the Isotopes. So we're not counting those. We're not counting anything in Las Vegas. So that's like a 12-year stretch where I just didn't have access to baseball. So most of the games I've attended have been Red Sox games here over the past 22 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably more than 50 then, just based on the last 22 years here, because it's more than 2 a year. Whatever.
Well, you had to work them, yeah. So
No, I'm talking baseball.
Oh, baseball. Okay.
Yeah, but for the Patriots games, I was there for lots of those before I started working them, and then every home game for 6 years and playoff games and all that stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, it is.
Why do you ask, Fred?
Because
why did you put us through this?
I don't know. Curiosity. I was just doing it in my head when I was urinating. And I just thought it would be interesting to know how many games that you've been to.
How many professional golf tournaments have you attended?
3.
Are you counting the Buick Open and Grand Blanc?
No, Dad Boner was there. You thought it was me. No, I've never been to the Buick Open. I've been to the U.S. Open and the Deutsche Bank twice. I've been to 3 golf tournaments.
That's not enough.
How many have you been to?
A lot. Buick Open every year for, I don't know, 5 years at least. And then the Deutsche Banks, every round. Same thing with the Dell Technologies. Every round, including practice rounds. I don't know if you know this. I went to the Masters one year. I don't know if I've ever told you that story.
There you go.
No.
Yep. U.S. Open, British Open. That tournaments in Las Vegas we used to go to. We saw John Daly in 90-degree heat wearing 2 or 3 layers, shaking uncontrollably, chain smoking, eating peanut M&Ms and Diet Cokes.
Oh, man.
Just had to shake.
And still shoot a 72.
Yeah.
All right. That's sad, though. Was the John Daly thing sad, or were you young enough where you were laughing at it?
No, I wasn't laughing at it. And I had a moment with John, who got home in 2 on a par 5, and he'd stuck it pretty close. He had only about 6-8 footer to make eagle, and I could tell as he's just holding the putter in a way you could tell he'd rather be holding onto a live rattlesnake than that putter. Go ahead, swing away from the tee, hit the approach shot, But, you know, when you're going through the tremors or the DTs or whatever he was dealing with, he did not want to be putting. So he went up and stroked the putt in, and he was walking up the hill, and he was walking by us. And everyone's saying, "Oh, great putt, John, great eagle." I could tell. I could tell just vibing off him. He wasn't interested in the putt. You know, he didn't even want to think about putting. He didn't want to do it. So what I said to him when he walked by, as I said, "Shot, John," because it was the approach. You know, it was the 3-iron from 250 yards out that he put to 6 feet. That was the shot on that hole. Not the drive, not the putt. It was the approach. And he looked at me in a moment of knowing, you know, addict to addict. He said, "Thanks, man."
There's a guy.
Did you happen to be standing next to a woman with big boobs?
Did I? If I was, I wouldn't notice or care.
No, because I'm just saying maybe that's what he was looking at and nodding. Maybe he pulled his shades down to the brim of his nose.
He said, "Thanks, man."
Yeah, but that's what he calls boobs.
She's got a big
He was saying, "Thanks, ma'am." Like memories.
Thanks, memories. Thanks
Yeah.
for the memories.
She's willing to let people enjoy those big cans.
Right.
Shot, John. Thanks, man. In a moment.
Did you get a feeling in your stomach? Like, ooh, serotonin.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not as good as the Tom Kite moment at the Buick Open, but
Where he was burning ants.
We don't have enough time. We'll do that on the other side.
All right. Mike Vrabel spoke yesterday, as you know by now, and we're going to go through his answers and analyze them and go through and tell you what he was really saying.
Excruciating detail.
We're going to say what he was really saying because we know. We'll be back in just a moment.